Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Amber. Today we have another monthly TBR, and this one's for May. I'm not even going to do a April wrap up because I think I finished 2 or 3 books. It was not a good reading month. Not a good reading month. So we're just not even going to talk about those. And I guess we'll talk about the last month's TBR first. So it was Priory of the Orange Tree, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, A Fragile Enchantment, The Fine Print, Shadow and Bone, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, Blood Guard, and The 13th Child. I didn't finish any of them. I didn't even pick any of them up. That's just sad. That is, yeah. I have no words for that. It's best that we don't talk about it. This month I'm going to try and do better. This month I'm going to try and actually follow my TBR. So without further ado, let's use our handy dandy TBR jar and start picking prompts. I'm going to pick 7 because there is one book coming out this month, and I'll talk about that when we start talking about the books. But that I do plan on picking up. So that is going to be the 8th one. A book with a purple cover. A book with pink on the cover. A book with food on the cover. A book with a number in the title. A romantasy. A book with a cartoon cover. Wait, how many did I pick? Okay, this will be the last one. A book with flowers on the cover. Starting off with a book with a purple cover. I'm bending the rules. This has purple on the cover. It's not necessarily a purple cover, but it has purple. That counts. And it's The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I just picked this up and I want to read it desperately, so we're rolling with it, okay? This one, London-based Georgia Carter, professional lie detector and body language savant, has long been estranged from her infuriating, closed-minded, wealthy South Carolina family. After a falling out years ago, the chasm runs deep between the black sheep, Georgia, and her gay alcoholic brother and their parents and elder siblings. But when their father dies suddenly, Georgia returns to the States for the funeral, where she comes face to face with Sam Penny, her brother's AA sponsor. Amid the tensions, dramas, and revelations of the family reunion, Georgia and Sam are instantly drawn to each other. However, Georgia's brother also harbors feelings for Sam, and the last thing Georgia wants to do is hurt the only family she's ever really had. When their father's will reveals a surprising bequest to a mysterious stranger, Georgia's ability to read people becomes crucial in unraveling her father's hidden past. The delicate balance within the family teeters, and secrets both old and new threaten to push them beyond the breaking point. There are only so many cracks a damaged family can take before it shatters. I haven't read Magnolia Parks yet. Maybe this will send me in the spiral to reading all that. Next up, we have a book with food on the cover. I do not have many to pick from, and we're going to go with Promises and Pomegranates by Sabar Miller. I've had this on my TBR for way too long. This one is a present-day Hades and Persephone retelling. Elena, to most, Cal Anderson is a villain, harbinger of death, keeper of souls, frequenter of nightmares, Dr. Death, Hades incarnate. They say he stole me, usurped my fiancé, and filled the cracks of my heart with empty promises, imprinted his crimson fingerprints on my psyche, and tried to set me free. They're not wrong per se, except it was my choice to stay. To most, Elena Ritchie is an innocent goddess of springtime, lover of poetry, angel of my nightmares, little one Persephone personified. They say I ruined her, shattered her virtue, and devoured her soul like a succulent pomegranate, embedded my evil as deep as I could possibly get, and tried to set her free. They're not wrong per se, except it was she who ruined me. Then we have a romantasy, and I'm picking This Thick Brick, and that's Glow by Raven Kennedy. This is the 4th book in the Play to Prisoner series, I believe. This is KU. I also think Promises and Pomegranates is KU. I could be wrong. I don't pay for KU anymore, so I have no clue. This series is a King Midas retelling, and like I've said previously, I really didn't like the first 2 books. I almost did not continue the series after the first one. I only continued because people always talk about the series and how much they love it, so I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I'm glad I did, because by the 3rd one, I was really enjoying the series. Slade is everything. He saved the series for me. He's the only reason I'm continuing. Our main character, Oren, I didn't really like her at all in the first one. King Midas, count your days. Count your days. I really don't like him. And I think that's why I didn't like the first book so much, is because he's literally just a jackass. The whole book. The whole book, it doesn't stop. There's no good parts to this man. None. No redeeming qualities in him. No chance of redemption. None. Anyway, the whole first thing is him literally just, he obviously has the golden touch. Aaron, our main female character, is like his prized possession. He keeps her in a gilded cage. No one's allowed to talk or touch her or even really look at her. And he treats her like absolute shit through the whole book and just completely gaslights her to making her think that he's giving her this amazing, great, luxurious life when in reality he's literally just hoarding her, keeping her from any type of affection or love or companionship. Can you tell how much I dislike this man? Yeah. Moving on. Next up is a book with flowers on the cover. They're wearing a flower crown. It counts. My Darling Dreadful Thing. Honestly, no. I changed my mind. This one's also KU. This one's On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin. There are a lot more flowers on this cover, and I keep seeing this everywhere right now, and I want to read it. I need to read it. It's a necessity at this point. So I'm putting this on my TBR instead. This one, you're at the Bloodwing Academy, and a half-fae in a school of high-blood vampires. That's a recipe for torment. I'm Medra Pendragon, last of the Dragon Riders, or so they tell me. Funny thing is, there are no dragons left. Not a single one. But somehow that hasn't stopped the vampires from deciding I'm worth capturing. Now I'm stuck at Bloodwing Academy, where the High Bloods run everything, and Blightborn, like me, we're just blood in their veins, pawns in their games. But that's not even the worst part. Enter Blake Dracaro, cold, arrogant, and way too gorgeous for his own good. He's been tormenting me since the moment we met, and now, thanks to some ancient ritual, we're betrothed. He acts like he owns me, but I'm not going down without a fight. Bloodwing isn't just a school, it's a battlefield. High Bloods fight for power, and if you're weak, you're dead. Between deadly competitions, lies that could get me executed, and a dragon-shaped secret looming over my head, all I have to do is survive. Easy, right? Except I'm starting to think the real danger isn't the academy, it's what I'm becoming in this twisted game of power. And Blake, he might just be the one who pushes me over the edge. They think they can control me, they think they can use me, but they have no idea what they've awakened. So I've heard good things about the first one, but I've seen a lot of people rate the second one 5 stars, so... Then we have a book with a number in the title, No One Can Know by K. Alice Marshall. This one you're following, there's 3 different sisters, and they all leave the house one night, never to return, but then one of them is pregnant and realizes that they have to go back to the house, and it's actually where their parents were murdered, and the main girl, Emma, is the one who was like the prime suspect back in the day, and as they're there, they're kind of like uncovering more secrets and making more deals between each other. And it says, and for the first time, Emma starts to ask questions about what really happened that night. The more Emma learns, the more riddles emerge, and Emma begins to wonder just what her siblings will do to keep the past buried, and whether she did the right thing staying quiet about what was whispered that night. No one can know. Then we have a book with pink on the cover. This one's stretching it a little bit, but not that much. I'm going with The Little Thorns on here, and it's The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This is a YA romantasy, and if I read this first sentence and you don't decide that you need to read this right now, vying for the hand of one brother, falling for another. This one is Regency era. Every citizen of England is granted one bargain from their immortal queen. High society girls are expected to bargain for qualities that will win them suitors. A rare talent for piano in exchange for one's happiest childhood memory. A perfect smile for one's ability to taste. But Ivy's debut season arrives with a twist. A competition to marry the queen's fae son, Prince Brom. It's a prize that could save Ivy's family from ruin and free her older sister from the bargain that destroyed her. Yet every glittering fae deal has a rotting heart, and amidst the lavish balls, vicious competition, and a dangerous alliance with the prince's rakish younger brother, Prince Emmett, Ivy realizes that at the center of this contest lies a dark plot that could destroy all of England and her heart with it. The next one is a book with a cartoon cover, and that is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I've heard really mixed things on this book. It terrifies me. I have read 3 Emily Henry books, and all of them have been 5 stars for me. I'm very scared. I have heard that this is more plot driven with like a subplot of romance. So know that going in. Other than that, I have not read the synopsis, so I don't know anything about this. Alice Scott is an eternal optimist still dreaming of her big writing break. Hayden Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize winning human thundercloud, and they're both on balmy Little Crescent Island for the same reason. Oh yeah, I did already read the synopsis in another video. Anyway, these two are they're doing a competition against each other to see who will get to write the biography on, who was it? Margaret Ives. Tragic heiress, former tabloid princess, and the daughter of one of the most storied and scandalous families of the 20th century. When Margaret invites them both for a 1-month trial period, after which she'll choose the person who will tell her story, there are 3 things keeping Alice's head in the game. 1, Alice genuinely likes people, which means people usually like Alice, and she has a whole month to win the legendary woman over. 2, she's ready for this job and the chance to impress her perennially unimpressed family with a serious publication. 3, Hayden Anderson, who should have no reason to be concerned about losing this book, is glowering at her in a shaken to the core way that suggests he sees her as competition. But the problem is, Margaret is only giving each of them pieces of her story, pieces they can't swap to put together because of an ironclad NDA and an inconvenient yearning pulsing between them every time they're in the same room. And it's becoming abundantly clear that their story, just like the tale Margaret's spinning, could be a mystery, a tragedy, or a love ballad, depending on who's telling it. I don't know, that synopsis sounds pretty good. It is so windy out today. Wow. Anyway, the last book is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Where is my phone? That comes out May 20th of this month, and that is the same author as One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. This is the first book in the Stonewater Kingdom series, and it says a gothic miscloaked tale of a prophetess who is forced beyond the safety of her cloister on an impossible quest to defeat the gods with the one knight whose future is beyond her sight. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the kingdom of Trom's windswept moors to learn their futures by her dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical, and devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions. But when Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. For the world outside the cathedral's cloister is wrought with peril. Only the gods have the answers she is seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. There's like 4 out of this TBR that I think I'm most excited for, and they're ones that I've been really wanting to get to. So hopefully, they're the ones that I think have the highest chance of being above a 4.25 for me. And I'm very excited about that. This is a good TBR for the month. It's not quite as spread out with like genres as I would like. But if we're being honest, I almost always gravitate towards romantasy books anyway. So let's be honest. I'm going to try this month to do way better than I did last month. Okay? I'm going to try my hardest to at least read half of these instead of not picking up a single one. Because that's just sad. If we're being honest, at this point, these have become more of like a fun video to make for me instead of a serious video, because I have a really bad habit of not sticking. I am a very strong mood reader to my core. I don't think I will ever be able to escape it. I think I'm doomed to be a mood reader for eternity. If I am not feeling like reading a book and I try and force myself to read it, I'm going to fall asleep. It's probably not going to get rated very high, which isn't fair, okay, to me or the book. With that being said, that's everything that I have for you. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. Make sure to leave a comment down below if you've read any of these books, what you rated them, or what you plan on reading this month, because as you know, I love to add books to my TBR, even though it's never ending. But it is what it is. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!